Hello everyone and welcome to another challenge series. Meet my new character, Skogul the Barbarian. Also say hi to his dogs, Jesse, James, and Bjark. Barbarian is going to be an area-locked Ironman. Most of the basic Ironman rules apply. I cannot trade with other players, I cannot receive help from other players. I cannot buy items from the NPCs unless it is runes or potions. I can only use items that I loot myself or receive from quests. Like I said before, this character is going to be area locked. That means he can only enter areas that are listed on TBAWiki's Svargrounded page. Of course, the exception to that rule is going to be Rookguard, because I cannot really start from Svargrounded, can I? One free trip to Ties, so that I can buy my promotion, and any places that I am required to go to complete any of the quests that are mostly based in Svargrounded. If any of such quests require me to have items that I cannot obtain on Svargrounded, I will simply parcel them to myself so that I can complete the quest. To make my life slightly easier, I decided to allow selling items on the market. The main reason is I do not have as much time as I had before, and trying to farm money in the old school way would take way too much time. Being able to sell the creature products and also imbuement items will allow me to focus my time on the unlocks. Once again, the goal of this character is going to be to obtain the best gear possible, all without leaving the area of Svargrounded. Oh, and one last twist, I'm going to be playing as a paladin that only uses melee weapons. Let's dive on in. I'm not going to bore you with the details about Rookguard. We all know how that progression goes, I'm just going to mention a couple things. First of all, my account was full of throwaway characters after I tried speedrunning, so I could not create a new one. Instead of waiting for another month, I decided to buy a name change for a character that I already had on Rookguard. It was level 3, but I hope that you guys don't mind. Of course, I'm going to be getting the rookie set, but this time my character has premium. That means I'm going to have the studded legs, and let me tell you, those will stay with me for quite a while. Once I hit the mainland, I sent myself some heavy old tomes. Having access to imbuing stations was going to be a huge help that I would not allow myself to reject. After that, I sailed straight to Svargrounded and heavily regretted not farming honeycombs while I was on Rookguard. Sadly, that was not a thing that I could make up for, and so I made use of my rule that allows me to send some quest items to myself should I be unable to obtain them. I quickly ran over to Svan. Proving that I am a true barbarian was high priority at the moment, and to do that, first I had to drink some mead. I quickly got that little chore out of the way, and then it was time to hug a bear. I exterminated some of the local wildlife, force-fed some meat to a sleeping bear, and took a selfie with his unconscious body to, in some ridiculous way, prove my worthiness to Svan. Finally, I only had to knock over a mammoth. As you know, any attempts of that without meat in your belly are futile. And so I sneaked my way over to the only non-hostile mammoth in the entire world, chugged 3 mugs of brew, and hid in a remote area to wait out my drunkenness. Sadly, I got impatient and decided to start walking back to the city without having waited out the alcohol poisoning. One of the mammoth's cousins was waiting for me, and being as drunk as I was unable to get away. Not being the true barbarian yet, after death I respawned back in Thais, which set me back another 170 GP to get back to the Ice Island. I quickly retrieved my backpack and received my official seal of approval. Skogul the Barbarian was now a true barbarian. I killed some more winter wolves, tracked a runaway dog, and gained passage to Nibelor. Wikipedia page on Nibelor claims you can meet some Chakoya tribe wardens there. Sadly, that is not 100% correct. You can only get some of them to spawn during the quest that you receive from the local shaman. I was hoping to gain some early levels fighting the Chakoyas, with a chance to get a Mammoth Whopper, a considerable upgrade to my current weapon. Ultimately, I was only able to get a handful of them to spawn, and so I fought them off with the help of a trusty husky that decided to aid me in my journey. Having finished the quest, I gained access to another island of Tursang, but to progress further in the Ice Island questline, I would not only have to travel to Port Hope, I also needed to be strong enough to withstand attacks of some pirates. I was not strong enough to even reach the pirates' location. I was rightly stuck, and the only thing that I could do to progress was to level up on winter wolves and polar bears, as well as some frost trolls to unlock the poison field ruins. Thanks to those, I was able to, slowly but steadily, hunt mammoths. These hairy creatures were able to supply me with some very needed early upgrades. The most common, about 1 in 30 kills, the mammoth whopper, a very solid mace for beginner players. Secondly, the Tusk Shield, about 1 in 200 kills, way superior to my copper shield that I was using. And also sitting at 1 in 200 kills, the Furry Club, quite simply a better version of the Mammoth Whopper. Thanks to the poison fields and quite a lot of legwork, I was able to dodge the mammoths as they slowly died due to poisoning. I would also start gaining some serious EXP per hour, and with higher levels came important unlocks such as the fire fields and energy fields. Having access to those simply sped up the entire process and allowed me to gain EXP at even higher rates. Luckily enough, I got the Tusk Shield very early on, boosting my defense by 8 additional points. I was able to engage the beasts a little bit more carelessly. Next up was the Mammoth Whopper. Also dropping within a reasonable time frame, it would wait for me in my depot until I hit level 20 that I required to be able to wield that weapon properly. Over 100 mammoths later, I still did not receive the Furry Club, but I was level 20, so it was time to face those nasty creatures in honorable combat. I also sailed to Thais to get my promotion. Now, as a full-fledged Royal Paladin, I would not relent until I had the Furry Club. I hope you guys enjoy kill montages, because you're getting one. And that's it. I've got the weapon that is going to serve me for quite some time. Equipped with the Furry Club and the Tusk Shield, I am more than ready to tackle my next challenge. As always, thank you very much for watching. You are very welcome to leave me any comments. Definitely let me know what you thought about this new series. If you want to keep in touch, you can always join our Discord. Even more so if you wish to start your own Ironman challenge. In any case, thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next time.